Hi, welcome to another Guided by Spirit. This is a guided meditation somatic experience. I've been showing up live every single Monday to channel spirit and guide you in towards where everything that you're searching for truly exists. The reason why I decided to conduct weekly meditation guided experiences is because through the work that I've been doing, my name's Amanda. By the way, if you're new here, I'm a coach and a channel. Through the work I've been doing, channeling and coaching, I began to become aware that we experience ourselves inside of this reality. Well, they're saying in many different ways. But the two biggest ways that we're aware of are through our physical existence that lies outside of us, and also through our internal experience that lies within. And something that we don't often recognize is that we move through life expecting our external experience to dictate our internal one. That anything that we're feeling internally can be fixed, can be altered, can be changed or avoided by changing, altering, fixing, or controlling our external one. And what I've been reminded of over and over and over again is it doesn't work that way. Everything that you're looking for, ultimately what you're searching for is an experience. You're searching to experience who you are in a way that maybe you haven't been able to access until now. Maybe you're hoping to feel a sense of peace that oftentimes feels out of reach for you. Maybe you're hoping to feel a sense of pride or validation or accomplishment, and everything you do and every choice that you make, every decision that you find yourself making, or relationship that you're attracted to, or experience that you seek out is in the hopes that you will be able to feel something like that on the other side of a particular outcome. Or maybe you find yourself searching for relationships that fulfill something inside of you that you feel isn't accessible when you're on your own. And so, without even realizing it, we go out into the world and we explore our external reality in the search of and in the hope for an experience. And if it often feels like you're chasing something that is never fully realized, if maybe you get like a second of that dopamine hit and it's like, oh, yes, I'm feeling the love I've been searching for, or I finally feel proud of myself for this accomplishment, but it sort of doesn't last long, or it slips between your fingers, or it feels like, well, that wasn't as satisfying as I thought it would be. Why is it a letdown? Why didn't it give me what I wanted it to? The answer is because it's not available there. If you don't allow yourself to feel it inside of you first, it's never going to be accessed externally. And there's this whole world inside of us that when we begin exploring opens up so much awareness. It is the cornerstone of who we are. And when we can take the time to sit in stillness and turn in and feel what's there, we become aware of these aspects of who we are that have always been there, but that maybe we weren't ready to acknowledge, or maybe we didn't know how to hold in a compassionate way, or maybe we didn't fully understand and maybe feel a little bit of resentment around, or aggravation with, or frustration with. And all of these feelings are there, and we express them and we move through life and they act out through us. And we try to control our external environment again as a way of controlling what we feel is uncontrollable within. But in turning within and learning how to hold space for those parts of us, we learn how to form a new relationship with them, access a sense of acceptance and love and peace alongside them, and open up to a frequency that is only accessed when we give ourselves permission to let it in. And in doing that and shifting your own energy, you shift your reality as a byproduct because you change. And when you are different, you move in the world differently. You take different action, you make different conversation, you hold yourself in a different light, you expect a different outcome from the people and places and things around you, and things move and change to match you. And you no longer have to fix and control and grip so tightly onto reality, because reality unfolds in a way that naturally mirrors who you are on the inside. And not only that, you begin to trust your own frequency. You begin to hear the truth inside of you, hold space for it, listen to it, and allow it to guide you. And so taking this time with me here or on your own to learn how to sit in presence, to learn how to feel what's inside of you, and to learn how to let in a new frequency in the process truly is an aspect of this reality that you can't get anywhere else, and it's a gift that you give to you. And over time it evolves and it changes as you do, and you witness how your entire world changes as well. And so I'm so excited to begin to do this regularly and to begin to open up a whole new world for you in these small little pockets of time that you allow for. And so today, the way that this is going to work, if you're new here joining me live, or if you're watching the replay for the first time, I close my eyes, I tune into spirit, I give you a chance to get comfortable, and then I take you on a little journey. And spirit kind of feels into what's needed for us on any one particular day and offers you an experience that ultimately you've been calling in, and you're just taking the time to allow to unfold gradually. And then from there, once the experience wraps up, it typically takes about 30 minutes, I open it up for Q&A with you guys, and we can just talk about it, reflect on it. You're welcome to ask me any questions or receive any, if there's something that took place inside of the experience that was new for you or different or challenging, you have a way to talk it through with me. And so you get a little bit of support at the end of it, and then we wrap it up from there. And that's what it is. So I'm just going to come to the chat. I see some messages here. Hi, friends. Hi, Adam. By the way, thank you so much for answering my question in your live sessions before. I appreciate your input. Of course, that's what I'm here for. If you don't ask questions, it's just me sitting here talking, and that's no fun. I love the interaction. Hi, Stacy. So yeah, I thrive on you guys contributing to this sort of thing, because it makes me, one, feel like I'm not alone over here. And two, it's just like I get a little bit of like a burst of excitement that I get to connect with you. So I think today they're wanting to visit something specific. I think that feeling like overwhelm, feeling like a sense of like hyperactivity or overstimulation or anxious energy is something that I think a lot of us navigate in our day-to-day lives. And it's difficult to know what to do with it when it just creeps up on you, because it can feel overwhelming and you don't always have an opportunity to like address it in the moment when we're really busy and we're on the go. And so they want to give you an opportunity, they're saying, to understand what that is. This like rush of anxiousness, of like, they're saying like a jitteriness, fight or flight, fear-based like energy, or this just sense of like worry or like overcome with like they're saying like jitteriness, and it can be interpreted in any way that it feels resonant for you. Why that's happening for you, where it's coming from, why that's happening for you, and how you're actually calling that experience in. So they want to shed light on how and why this happens. It's not just appearing out of nowhere. You are actually creating it. You're calling that energy forward to have the experience of it. And so having that understanding of how that's happening and why that's happening will help you, one, navigate it, because it's happening because you're asking for it for a reason. And so knowing what the reason is will help you work through it and overcome it. And then on the other side of it, what it feels like to feel that relief. and then how to use that relief on the other side of it to feel what's true, like your true vibration, so that you can begin to really recognize what that is and what that is not. So when it's not there, you can identify, wait, this is not mine, or this is something that's foreign from me. Let me just take a moment, clear it. Okay, now I feel me. And begin to have this like sensory understanding of what's you and what's not you, and how to shift between the two, is what they're saying. And then when that understanding becomes more consistent, you're going to be able to feel it from other people, and you're going to be able to put up a boundary when you're like, okay, I feel that jitteriness from this person. I'm just going to quickly put up a boundary so that I don't take that on. And you'll know how to do that in time, is what they're saying. And it's going to conserve a lot of energy, is what they're saying that this is truly about. It's energy conservation, because that jittery, nervous energy is draining. And you don't need that. You have a lot to do in your life. You're busy people. You have priorities. You have things that you want to direct your energy towards that are more fulfilling and intentional for you. And this has been potentially in some way limiting you or holding you back and feeling heavy. And they're wanting to show you how to let go of that, to free up all of the available energy that's available for you. Okay, so let me know if you guys have any questions before we get started in the chat. But I know the two of you that are here with me, you guys know the drill. So grateful. I am grateful too, truly. So you guys know the drill. So is there anything else that you want to say before we get started today? Yeah, they're just like, let's find peace. Let's find peace today. So this is your opportunity to find a comfortable space in somewhere quiet, somewhere where you're not going to be disturbed. You're welcome to have a pad of paper and a pen near you, or your cell phone out with a notepad open so that you can take notes if the opportunity arises, or there's something that you want to jot down and come back to, then it's right there and ready to go for you. They're saying that that might not be the case today. It's going to be like a gentle kind of understanding. Yeah, and just make yourself like a cozy little space, and take your time to make it really comfortable, sitting, lying down in your favorite spot. They're saying if you nod off at some point, to not be upset with yourself. You're not missing anything. It was needed. It was a nervous system reset. And it's actually a really good sign that you got the most out of this experience, because it means that you let go of so much tension that you were able to fully relax. So they just want to put that forward, that if that's you and you're not off today, that's no problem at all. To take that as a job well done. Job well done. Please let me know if I can or cannot. Hold on, let me reread this. By the way, thank you so much for answering my question in your live session before. I appreciate your input. Please let me know if I can or cannot. Adam, do you mind clarifying what you mean in the chat? Let me know if I'm missing something inside of what you're asking or saying there. And I want to make sure before we start that you're feeling complete. Yeah, I must be missing something. Let me know if this is something that is needed now, or if it's something that we can get to at the end. I'm going to come back to you in a second. Okay, they're just wanting you guys to take a big deep breath in and fully exhale. Adam, I'm going to get back to your question at the end so I can fully sit with what you're asking, okay? I promise I won't forget. Let me just take you guys through this, and then I'll get back to you on that. All right. Big deep breath in and fully exhale. And they just really want you to allow your body to fully sink in to whatever surface is supporting it, and to feel the weight of your form sinking down, allowing the surface beneath you to hold you, feeling the heaviness of your body, feeling your feet just pressing down into the ground if you're sitting, or your heels driving through the floor if you're lying down, your calves and your thighs and your hips, just releasing any and all tension and fully sinking down to the surface beneath them, allowing your back to just relax all the way down into the floor, releasing any tension in your shoulders or shoulder blades, noticing where you're holding in your stomach, just letting all of that tension go, allowing your belly to fully rise and fall and expand deeply with each breath. Allowing your hands and your arms and your shoulders to droop down, and allowing your head to feel supported and fully relaxed, just sinking down into the surface beneath it. And just breathing normally, enjoying the experience of the heaviness and also the weightlessness that comes over you in a moment when you allow yourself to just fully release. And as you're lying here, just enjoying the heaviness and the relaxation that's available for you here. How often it feels available for you. How often you're aware of the full relaxation that you're experiencing right now. What it feels like to notice the lack of tension. What it feels like to fully embrace a moment that feels really easeful. And how challenging it can often be to get here. And the frustration of that. That the day-to-day life doesn't fully allow you to get here. And just as you're lying here enjoying this moment, just thinking through what your day has required of you. All the tasks that you were forced or asked or desired to move through, to take on. And when you think about that work, the tension that you remember feeling, maybe that you weren't aware of at the time, but when you visualize yourself doing it, seeing yourself in your mind's eye, noticing where the tension lives, just looking at yourself in your imagination, moving through the day, breathing through your chest, holding your breath there, feeling a weight on your shoulders, feeling unable to relax your gut fully, maybe feeling a tension, headache, and feeling this sense of pressure. pressure to be, pressure to do, and the frustration of having to exist that way, of wishing that things could be easy, more easeful, just feel different. And noticing what it feels like to let that easefulness into your day. What if nothing in your day changed? As you're watching yourself sort of move through your day in your mind, what if you allowed yourself to let that tension go? You're not changing anything you're doing. You're doing all of the same things, saying all of the same things, interacting with the same people, taking on the same workload. But it just feels different. And just imagining what that would be like or could be like. Does it feel accessible to you? Is there a worry that comes along with the idea of that? What could happen if you felt more ease? Does the idea of letting in ease bring more tension? That there's a part of you that doesn't really feel ready for that? Because what if? Or do you notice that it's actually really easy to? It's available and it always was, and you're just recognizing that you just weren't letting it in until now. And just letting the experience of moving through your day with the awareness that ease is there be present for you, and observe if you're able to let it in or not. Or do you notice that it depends on the tasks that you're doing and who you're interacting with? That depending on where you are in your day, sometimes it's easier than it is in others. And asking yourself why. What about this specific part of my day feels easier to be easeful inside of? And is that something that I'm choosing? And why? Why is that a choice that I'm making? And if you allow yourself to choose differently, what happens? Is there resistance there? If so, just notice it. Or is it all so easy and all you had to do is remember that ease is here? And as you're watching yourself move through your day, I want you to tune into your body right here, right now, and just become aware of the sensations that are present now. The tension that you are observing in your body and your mind, is it living in your body in the present? Do you almost feel it creeping in now when you imagine it earlier? And if so, just become aware of where it is and what it feels like. And if there's no tension here, that's great. I just want you to imagine where it would be if it was here. Where were you holding tension throughout your day when you were imagining it in your mind and visualizing it existing there right now? And I just want you to observe it, what it feels like, where it's located, and remembering why it's there, that you chose to feel it with this new awareness that you have around that choice. Either that you didn't realize that you could choose ease, or there was something about choosing it that felt uncomfortable. And so you chose the tension instead. And just being aware that that choice was made and that that choice is being made again. And just observing both things, the choice and the sensation that follows. And just breathing deeply and continuing to observe that tension. And just holding a space for it and allowing it to be here. Because that tension is this part of you that chose to experience it. You may not have realized that you are making that choice, but now that the realization is there, you get to enjoy having it in the form of whatever this tension is. And it's almost comical when you think about it that way. And allowing yourself to chuckle a little bit at the idea that you chose to have this experience even though it's really uncomfortable. Because there is a little bit of comic relief there if you can see it that way. And if you allow yourself to laugh just a little bit at the idea that without realizing it, you chose this tension, what happens to the tension? Does it fight back? Or does it feel a little bit easier to carry? Does it move location? Is there a part of you that almost forget that it's there? That it's easier to kind of sink back into the surface around you and feeling the heaviness of your body as ease takes over. This tension was just a thought that crossed your mind that maybe you didn't realize was present. And the thought was saying, I desire to feel discomfort inside of this situation. Because feeling ease either wasn't available or it wasn't recognized. And all that was needed was the awareness that that choice was made and the willingness to allow the tension to exist is also another choice. Because all the tension is a byproduct of your energy feeling disconnected from the experience that it's having. There's a part of you that is searching to feel the wholeness, the effortlessness of being you. And there's a part of you that wants to experience this tension as a form of you. Otherwise, you wouldn't be experiencing it. And oftentimes when we feel that tension, we get frustrated with it because we see it as an obstacle. But what if it's recognition? Recognition that wholeness is available, that ease is here. We just have to remember how to find it. And we find it inside of allowing, inside of laughing at the idea that we forgot that we create our experiences of who we are, always. And to forget that we desire to feel tension means that the tension is going to linger until we respond towards what it wants. And all it wants is the opportunity to let go. But tension cannot be released through effort, because effort creates the tension required to instill it. So we have to meet the tension with fascination and acceptance. What part of you have you been unwilling to meet in that same light? With curiosity and acceptance. And how often does it appear throughout your day, asking to be acknowledged and accepted? I just want you to think about what that could be. What part of you have you been unwilling to fully allow? Because when you think about it, it creates tension. And just having that idea of you in your mind, and all of the desire that you have for that part of you to just be released. Because every time you recognize its presence, you feel frustrated by it. And with the frustration comes tension, comes worry, and comes fear of all the ways that this part of you is going to get in your way and make things more difficult. But what if you allow that part to exist? Because what if that part of you was created through the desire to experience it? I want you to think about why you would want to experience this aspect of you. If you were to get curious and ask yourself, what wisdom is there in experiencing this part of me? What would it be? Just allowing your heart to open to whatever answer surfaces for you. And just feeling the willingness to allow for that realization to come in when it's ready to. Because if it's not ready to, there's a reason for that too. And just recognizing that acceptance and allowance is always the way. Because the second you just allow, everything lets go. It only resists through tension. And tension releases through the allowing of it. And just remembering that every experience that you have, both inside and out, is of your own desire and willingness to have it. And that there's a divine wisdom there inside of you that is constantly reflecting that back to you. That there's wisdom inside of every part of you and every way that you show up as you, even if it seems like it's not working in your favor. But perhaps that is by design. Maybe you're not meant to push back against an experience that you're trying to have. Maybe you're meant to become aware of its existence, get curious of why you desire to have it, and allow that experience to be available for you. And through the observation of it and the allowing of it, witnessing as it slowly lets go, allowing ease to creep back in. And I just want your awareness to come back to your body, right to the solar plexus, which is in the center of your stomach where your belly button is. And I just want you to focus on that part of your body. We're just going to do some energy work. This is the center of your personal power. This is where all of your I am comes from. And I want you to remember who you are by feeling it there within you. Feeling the power and the potential that lives there radiating through you. You can put your hand on top of it. I just want you to breathe into it and allow a vibration to become noticeable to you. You might start to feel a warmth there, an excitement that wasn't there before, an energy that maybe you didn't feel before. And I just want you to feel it growing. The more attention you place there, the more you realize its existence lives there. And just allowing yourself to enjoy that feeling, because this is who you are. And this is what's been desiring to be felt. And anytime you're feeling tension, frustration, or aggravation through your day, just placing your hands on this spot to be reminded of why you're here. And it's to experience this. And this energy doesn't get frustrated with the parts of you that are not feeling as powerful. It welcomes them, because that's what power does. It shows, it teaches, it guides, and it leads through love, through acceptance, and through allowing. And just becoming aware of this part of you, allowing for this tension to be realized and to be released, because that's all you ever wanted, is to be realized and released. And pulling all of your energy through the extremities towards this powerful center, pulling all of your energy in and allowing that center to magnetize every single part of you into that one spot, so that all you feel is that one powerful point of light. And just breathe and allow, and welcome in whatever signs, symptoms, and synchronicities come along with it. This part of you doesn't have to know. It just has to trust. This part of you doesn't need to feel seen and heard and loved, because it's so much greater than any one of those things. This part of you carries all of the wisdom of you and every aspect of you. And all that's needed is the reminder that it's here pulsating inside of you, pulling you forward. It's this part of you that guides you through life, if you allow it to. This point of personal power has been wanting to get your attention, but it can only be recognized when you give yourself permission to remember that your personal power lies inside of this stillness, inside of these moments, feeling the energy pulsating through you and learning to come back to it often. And any time throughout your day when you're feeling pulled outside of this point of power, taking a moment to come back to it, coming back to the power and the potential and the pride and the light that exists there. Allowing the tension to feel welcome and ease away. And then trusting whatever next step makes itself known to you. And asking yourself right now, how do I want to move forward? What's calling to me? And how does this version of me meet it? How does this version of me desire to experience it? And what does this version of me want to experience within me moving forward? Okay, I'm seeing just a lot of beings of light kind of congregating around. If you would like to receive whatever it is that they're here to offer you, just let them know that you're open. It seems like they want to open the connection between your heart center and your solar plexus. They're just making that connection because one feeds into the other. If your heart is open, but you don't feel empowered inside of you, then your energy will reflect that, and so will you. And so it is this relationship between power and heart that works in symbiotic relationship within you. And one can't fully function without the other. They support each other. With an open heart and a reminder of how powerful you are and where that power and potential exists, you can move through life with the frequency of that guiding you. And just feeling your heart open, sending energy down to your solar plexus. And feeling that solar plexus radiating that energy out. Almost like a flashlight right from your belly button. And in your imagination, just seeing that energy just expanding out from you onto everything you touch and everywhere you go and every person you come in contact with. That energy moves with you and it affects everyone around you. But you have to be willing to feel it there first. I just want you to take any final moments that you have to reflect on this experience, to feel the powerful vibration exerting itself from you, taking a blueprint of what that feels like when it's fully open, taking a deep breath, fully integrating this experience and allowing yourself to slowly come back into your body, feeling grounded and empowered inside of who you are, remembering that that lives there always. It's not something that you have to go looking for. You just have to be willing to feel it. And just slowly wiggling your toes, moving your fingers, opening your eyes, jotting down any last notes that you would like to take from this experience if there's anything that you want to remember. And maybe coming up with a few action steps that have come to your attention from this exercise. A difference in how you desire to show up moving forward, a situation that you want to explore a little deeper, or an opportunity that made itself aware to you that you would like to explore a little bit more. And just feeling it coming from this place of personal power radiating through you. And taking as much time as you want with that. And when you're ready, coming to join me in the chat. And if you're feeling complete with this exercise, you're welcome to log off of this live if that feels right for you and get back to your day. And I just want you guys to become aware if your energy feels different, because you might feel a little bit more grounded and solid inside of you. You might feel your head buzzing a little bit. You might feel like residual kind of frequency humming inside of you. Just noticing it, just becoming aware of it, having gratitude for it, and just allowing it to be a reminder of the power that's there, that maybe has been untapped until now. But now that you know that it lives there, you can come back to it anytime you want to. And I'm here to reflect, to hold space, and to answer any questions that you might have. So I'm just going to come to the chat to Adam that's been patiently waiting for me. Thank you for being patient. I know that you are an intuitive coach, but would you mind being hired as a personal channeler instead? I would never want you to do anything outside your sphere of influence, so please let me know if you would be open to being hired as a personal channel instead of an intuitive coach. A personal channeler. Adam, I feel like there's if you're open and willing, can we explore your question a little bit? Because I would love if you could help me understand what you're seeing to be the difference between an intuitive coach and a personal channeler. When you're ready, if you're still here, let me know what you perceive to be the difference between the two so that I can better understand what you're asking. I think I know what you're asking, but I want to make sure that we're on the same page. And I would love to know if you took part in this guided experience today, what your thoughts were about that. It was very different. Yeah, sure. Reflect, think. Take your time. When I'm guiding these experiences, I can feel your guys' energy, and I felt a lot radiating in your solar plexus. So let me know if you felt that too. And if you didn't, that's totally fine. But I was feeling that from you, even if you weren't recognizing it was there for you. So I would love to know if you felt the somatic experience of that. I feel very relaxed and calm now. Incredible. Stacy, you are so insightful. So I'm asking you because you always have something super insightful and interesting to say. Were there any realizations that you had inside of this experience? Any new awareness that came to you? And you don't have to share what it is. I'm just curious if something new came to mind. Oh, not really. I am not energy sensitive. I'm being told you are. You just haven't taken you are, but what? They're just saying give it time. This is a process that requires like an unfolding and unraveling, and that is the beauty of somatic work. Somatic work, and I throw around that term, and I oftentimes forget that not everyone's familiar with that, what that really means. It is the observation and the awareness of the sensations in the physical body. And energy has a vibration, it has a sensation to it. And we don't often feel that because we are so disconnected from our bodies. We tend to live up here in the head. But that is disconnected from, as we're learning, our power source, which is in our solar plexus, and our heart center, which is the connection to oneness. And you have to become comfortable sitting in your body and feeling the sensations that live there in order to learn how to bear witness to them and acknowledge them and shift them. And so it just becomes a consistent habit of learning how to do that. And it's just like any other skill. It just takes time and practice and repetition. But like there is a learning there, and with time you begin to notice more and more subtle things that become more readily apparent to you. Stacy, I wonder sometimes if I allow the tension to build so that I can have an excuse to self-medicate. Oh, let go of nearly all of my unhealthy habits now. I've let go of nearly all my unhealthy habits now, but I'm feeling the itch to alter my consciousness. Hold on, let me reread that. I wonder sometimes if I allow the tension to build so that I can have an excuse to self-medicate. That is huge. I've let go of nearly all my unhealthy habits now, but I'm feeling the itch to alter my consciousness. What do you mean when you say alter your consciousness? That's the question that I have for you. Stacy, if you can expand on that, because I think you're getting at something and it's probably just semantics, but I just want to double check what you mean by that. Oh, Stacy, I have made so many rules now. No drugs, medications, alcohol, even sugar. I'm feeling a bit bored. Yes. Okay. That's what I thought. When you say you're having an itch to alter your consciousness, what are you really searching for? What are you hoping that altering your consciousness is going to give you? That's my question. Okay, Adam, boy, this is so hard to explain what the difference between these things are, but give me a few minutes, no problem. Stacy, well, when I used cannabis, I felt so much more tapped into connection with spirit. Yeah, I think you're craving something. I think you're craving some excitement. I think you're craving. So I don't know if you caught what I was explaining at the beginning, but before you guys hopped on, I was talking about how we tend to look towards our external environment to satisfy a need to have an experience. And we tend to think that that experience exists out there somewhere and we go searching for it when the experience has been inside all along. And I'm going to say something a little bit controversial. Sometimes, not all the time, sometimes when we turn to medicinal substances, it can be because we're searching for another experience, an experience that we don't feel is accessible without it. And sometimes I find that in the spiritual space, we get caught up inside of that paradigm where we're feeling something is lacking. And so we think being able to channel, being able to see spirit guides, being able to have access to our intuition or having some sort of like deep metaphysical experience is going to allow us to access this level of excitement that we're looking for. And what do you guys want to say about that? What you're looking for is a connection to who you are, and you're expecting to get it out there. But you have to be willing to see what it is that you're actually searching for is a deeper connection to you, and that truly is only available to you inside of moments of letting go of what? The egoic need to expand beyond who you believe that you already are. Okay, they're really challenging you today, Stacy. And I have a feeling this message is for Adam too. There's something that you're still searching for that you're not feeling is fully available to you yet. And the key is to see that it's that very belief system that is keeping you stuck. Because what you're searching for is you. It is the full experience of you. And it's only accessed in moments when you give yourself permission to feel it there and let it in. And it's going to come slowly and gradually in time, along with the ego letting go of the need for that instant gratification. Feeling more comfortable inside of who you are and no longer needing more. I'm going to let that sit for a second. Let me know your thoughts on that. But I have noticed that that paradigm exists inside of the spiritual space, that there's this belief system that channeling or having a big metaphysical experience is going to give us that dopamine hit that we're not even realizing that we're searching for. And it's the slowly letting go of that is where the deep sense of satisfaction and ease and connection is going to be found. How do we access that though? Feeling unconditionally loving and accepting of who you are is what they're saying. No longer trying to escape the what is, but learning how to find the full acceptance inside of it. And then being able to sit inside of it with this like purely open heart and feeling the vastness that's here, that you're still feeling that you need to search for because it's not accessible yet. Sit with that. Oh, okay, hold on. Adam, in an intuitive coaching session, there is more personal guidance in which a feedback response from the client is needed to delve into further information about the client to ultimately help them. When I ask about personal channeler, I simply want information relayed about situations in the past that can be explained in detail. It does not necessarily mean helping the client improve themselves. What you're asking for, a channeler can't give you. You're the channeler. Only you can give that to you. But the willingness to have an understanding about past events is coming from the unwillingness to have acceptance of them. I'm channeling this. Okay. There's still this need for clarification and understanding because acceptance doesn't feel finite. And there's this there it's coming back to this searching or seeking for something that you don't feel it. Wow, there's a through line today. It's coming back to the searching and seeking for something that you don't feel is accessible in the here and the now. There's something unappealing about acceptance. There's something unappealing about no longer needing clarification, clarity, understanding, and the awareness or experience of something else. But being able to just sit inside of the present and allowing that to be enough doesn't feel exciting enough. Or having just like the acceptance of what is doesn't feel enticing enough. There's this need for excitement that we're searching for because we don't know how to create it. We don't know how to create it in the now. Why don't we know how to create it in the now? Why don't we know how to create it in the now? They're just saying because we don't feel that the now offers it. We're so used to going outside of ourselves into like the future or the past or the unknown to find it. And what they want to reflect back to all of you today is to begin to notice all the ways that you're searching for that inside of all the areas of your life, including your spiritual journey, and asking yourself, why am I holding back from following my excitement? Why am I still searching for it? Why am I not creating it? Why am I choosing to believe that it's not already accessible to me when there's excitement all around me? Like, turn on the news. There's lots of excitement there. If that's what you're searching for, it's all around you. But there's something uncomfortable about no longer needing that like nervous system anticipation excitement feeling, which is really funny because we just did an entire exercise about letting go of the anxiousness and embracing the peace and the ease. There's still a what are you trying to say, guys? There's an excitement that can be accessed deep inside of you, but you have to be able to move towards stillness and letting go of like the mind egoic need for excitement and embracing something that goes much deeper than that. And allowing the truth of that to begin to unravel for you. Because there's something here that I think is going to you're going to begin to become aware of within this conversation. Let me know if I need to clarify anything I'm saying. Stacy, it helps me open my channel and connect. The peak experiences I've had on mushrooms keeps me going. I'm definitely craving excitement. I feel like I've been so patient. I absolutely realize I'm looking for that dopamine hit. I feel like I'm being controlling by limiting my experiences. I'm not addicted to any substances anymore, but I want to play out of curiosity. Oh my God, then go. Then play out of curiosity. There's nothing wrong with wanting or needing or seeking for excitement. All they're saying is just to notice that the desire or the need is there. So just to have the awareness of where the desire for this is coming from. That's it. That's all they're reflecting back to you. And if having an experience on mushrooms is something that you're wanting to have, then go have it. Don't let anyone talk you out of having it. But becoming aware of how often that's wanted or needed, and to begin to recognize that same excitement experience is available without them. It just might look and feel different, they're saying, because it's not going to be coming from the same place. It's going to be coming from a deeper, less unregulated place. Um, what else do you want to say about that? A more grounded, a more stable place. This is a very interesting conversation. Is there anything you want to say to tie this together? They're saying that there's many different levels of excitement. There's a nervous system excitement. There is a deep, internal, grounded, soulful, even keel sensory experience of excitement. There is the like unregulated, um, like wounded part of us that craves excitement, that we find ourselves kind of returning to when we don't know how to feel comfortable inside of peace. And there's all of these different competing parts kind of playing out at the same time. And then we're told to follow our excitement, and then we get confused because there's different parts of us that are accessing excitement in different ways and needing it in different ways. And so they're saying the first step is to become aware of all of these different parts of you. There's a part that's craving excitement in one way. There's a part that's wanting excitement in a different way. And there's a part that feels unsatisfied inside of the stillness that you keep being told will offer you excitement, but that doesn't feel available yet. And to play, to be curious, to follow, and to watch when it doesn't feel like the excitement you're searching for is ever fully available, like that you get the dopamine hit and then it wears off and then you're craving it again, and to begin to notice when that feels tiring, and it's going to guide you in a different direction. But ultimately you're just here to explore and play, and there's no right and there's no wrong. This is all just awareness building. Adam, okay, wait. So would you provide a personal channeling sessions based on what you said before? Okay. Maybe this will clear things up, Adam. Intuitive coaching is channeling. They're the same. They're one and the same. When I am coaching somebody, I'm channeling the whole time. However, the goal of the session isn't to find out information about your past necessarily. Sometimes that information makes itself available to you, and sometimes it doesn't, makes itself available to you or to you through me. It really depends on the intention of the session. And ultimately, the intention of the session will be what you set for it and what the deepest part of you is wanting. And you're not going to be able to run from that. It's going to come to the surface. So it tends to go much deeper than wanting to know about a past life or about something in childhood. It tends to be what is the deepest pain, what is the deepest fear, and what is the deepest desire. Bringing all of that to the surface to be acknowledged so that you can begin to have awareness of what they are, take personal responsibility of where you're shying away from your deepest desire because you're fearing it, and then understanding how to move towards it. So there's going to be a lot of awareness, and I'm going to be channeling the whole time, but it's going to go much deeper than just learning about a past life or a past memory. It's going to be in service to you now. I hope that makes sense. Let me know if you have questions about that. What do you guys want to say about that? Yeah, they're just like, let him process that. Yeah. Stacy, it's very rare now. I was just hoping to reach it through the breath work, meditation with the same intensity. There's a part of you that's craving stillness, Stacy, and that's why it's becoming harder to have those intense experiences. There's a part of you that's wanting to understand how to access that stillness, that kind of more grounded, even keel, like easeful, um, soulful vibration, because there's something inside of it that you're wanting to experience and understand and reverberate. And it's not to say that intense experiences will not be available to you. It's just to say that it's not needed right now. If you go out searching for it, great, then you might have it. But when it comes to just being with you and your own energy, there's a wisdom here. You're not having those experiences for a reason. Coming back to the message of the meditation today, which was the experience you're having is because you're choosing to have it. There's a part of you that's choosing something different. And maybe that's something to meditate on, to ask yourself, like, how come I'm not having these big, grandiose metaphysical experiences right now? Like, why is there no excitement available for me inside of them right now? What is the wisdom in that I'm not seeing? And allowing your intuition to answer that question for you. I'm going to give you guys a moment to ask any final questions that you have to me, knowing that we'll be back in a couple days and you can ask more. This is a very interesting conversation. I did not see it going this way, but I think that this is a conversation that's very important. Sure. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. Stacy, thanks. That actually makes complete sense. I will definitely meditate on that. It's probably that I want to experience that stillness because it's so far away from my past experiences. I feel, and just like intuitively, it feels like there's like a growth opportunity here with like a lot of new understanding that's like waiting to come in, but it wants to be identified and seen and felt and understood on a different level. And it requires a different experience in order for that to happen. And you've been a little bit resistant of it or bored of it or impatient with it. So it's taking a little bit longer because you haven't really wanted to have that experience. You've been wanting a different one. And so if you give yourself permission to ease into the experience that you're having, more understanding and awareness will come to you inside of that, knowing that you can always go and do mushrooms and have an exciting experience. You can do that. It's okay to do that. No one's going to be upset with you or judgmental of you to do that. Maybe other than you. But yeah, just remind yourself that there's wisdom. Like my meditations change depending on like the season I'm moving through. Right now, they're very somatic. They're very I don't see my spirit guides. They don't really talk to me. It's all like feeling based. And that's very new for me, but I'm discovering that there's a lot of power there that was completely untapped before because I didn't really know how to access it. And it's going to kind of come together in this like puzzle piece and create this tapestry that will offer me a different experience on the other side of it. I just have to kind of ride the wave and go with the flow. Like life will always guide you. Life is always mirroring back to you the experience you're desiring to have. Always. There's a reason why you're having the experience you're having. It's because on some level you desire to. And if you can remember that, you will be a lot more willing to have the experience, get curious with it, and ask yourself, can I allow it? Coming back to the meditation that we just had, can I get curious with why I'm having it? And can I allow it to be here? And then watching as all of the tension subsides. um, Adam, a few months ago in the gym, I think there was a fair girl on the treadmill who looked at me, and I think there was a guy as well. I think they both looked at me and looked away when I looked in their direction. It could have been my imagination, but I would like to know why they did that. They quickly glanced at me and looked away when I caught them. Did they hear something bad about me or something like that? Okay, I'm going to answer this question for you, but Spirit wants you to revisit this with me on Wednesday, and we can explore this a little bit deeper. They're saying that there's more to unpack here, but it feels like they caught you looking at them and then were just embarrassed that they were looking at you and that you noticed. That's it. Like there's isn't really anything deeper than that going on here for them, but it seems like there is for you, that there's a little bit of discomfort here over these interactions that you're having at the gym. And if you're willing and if you're open, there's an opportunity to explore that on a different day. Yeah. So let me know. I hope that I can offered you a little bit of relief in the meantime. Doesn't really feel like they were thinking about you at all, actually. They were just kind of looking in your direction and you happened to notice them and then they quickly looked away because they were embarrassed. Um, yeah. Okay. Any final words you want to leave everybody with? They're just saying, take everything that you received today, let it percolate, integrate, get curious with it, explore it, take what resonates, and leave what doesn't. It's so important for you to follow your own inner compass. Disregard anything that I said if it doesn't feel right for you. Listen to your own gut. Go back to that center inside of you, into that solar plexus where your personal power is, where your truth lies, where your instinct comes from, and let go of what I'm saying and listen to that. And that is going to guide you from your powerful potential, not mine. And that is where you're going to find everything that you're looking for, including all of the questions that you have for me. You're going to understand how to recognize your own wisdom and your own truth when you learn to trust that and to allow the clarity to ease away along with the tension that the need for that clarity brought. So maybe I'm not regressing, just experiencing it in a new grounded way. It helps me to hear that your connection evolves in different ways too. Thanks, Amanda. Great one today. Oh my God. You would never regress. And Stacey, I want you to take this with you. What is regression? How are you defining regression? And does regression really exist? Mic drop. And with that, I'm going to leave you guys today. Loss of visions. I want you to ask yourself if that's a regression. Is it truly a regression or is it an evolution? Maybe your vision is coming through in a different form. You're being asked to see something different. And by turning down the volume on what you see, you're being asked to turn up the volume elsewhere, because there's something that you're not haven't been able to see there because you've been so focused on what you've been seeing elsewhere. But is that regression, or is that progression in a different way? I don't know. I guess you have to explore and see. I love you guys so much. Thank you for joining me today. This was a fabulous experience for me. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you inside and out. I will be back on Wednesday to answer any and all questions that you have, and I'm always here. You know that. You can always private message me or comment below a video, and I'd be happy to have a conversation with you. Enjoy the rest of your day, the rest of your week, and I will see you in a couple days. Have a great day, evening, morning, wherever you are in the world. Bye, everybody.